Hello everyone, welcome to the IchimokuCharts.com daily analysis for the Euro US dollar FX for Wednesday, March 28th, 2012. Well, a change of trend today. And we've established a candle with a lower high and a lower low to change the trend to the downside in the first time frame. The previous day's trading, we had a black body candle following this extreme bullish day that tested above the 133.20 level, and we had the sellers come in, some profit taking, the market having a bit of a rest, with the sellers taking control on the previous day's trading. Today, however, we've seen those sellers lose control. We have a spinning top type candle, which is an indecisive candle, and does set the market back up for a potential change of trend back to the upside. It's little wonder that we're seeing that after we've had this extreme day and then the market having a rest. We've failed to see or the sellers have failed to follow through on the downside, and considering the amount of bullishness that we saw in the breakout above the 133.20 resistance level, it's little wonder that we haven't seen the sellers take substantial control of this market. They did, however, test down to midway of this benchmark candle here, and that's quite an important area. When we have a large, very large candle, a large bullish candle like that, that midway level will tend to hold as an area of support, and we've seen that happen for today's trading. We've seen rejection from that area, and that also coincides with the highs of these candles. So a very strong zone here of previous resistance and now holding as support. We can see how previous support can easily turn into, or previous resistance can turn into support. Now, having said that, however, the market will need to trade through the 133.20 level, and we did also have rejection from there. So even though we're seeing the sellers losing commitment, we're not seeing any strength from the buyers at the moment. The buyers don't have any upside momentum at the moment, and 133.20 will be crucial to that change of trend, as will the high of the current candle, which is around 133.70. In terms of Ichimoku, the market's bullish in all three time frames, so that does suggest that there is strong potential for the market trend higher. And if we do see some bullish activity in that, in the terms of the short-term dynamics and the buyers gaining commitment, we could easily see the market test up to the 133.84 level, and then even perhaps beyond over the next trading week or so. So the markets are trading above the Cloud, the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, and the Chikou span is above the corresponding price action, so bullish in all three time frames. Now, there is potential for a crossover of the Tenkan-sen above the Kijun-sen, but as at the current candle that's just finished, that crossover hasn't occurred. This candle that we're looking at is not complete yet, and there has been a crossover, but we can't trade off that until that candle is complete. But if this market does trade higher from where we're trading, or at where the market's trading at the moment, that would be a bullish signal in terms of Ichimoku, and a strong signal, but that hasn't occurred yet. We do need to wait for confirmation of that candle to end. So obviously for tomorrow's trading, 133.20 is very important, as is the area down around the 132, roughly around 32.80, where we had support from the low of the today's candle, and then strong support at the down around the Kijun-sen at 132.44. Next, moving to the Aussie dollar US dollar, and here with this market also we see a change of trend today. A candle with a lower high and a lower low, following on from the previous very large black body candle, which was very bearish, where the sellers took control of the market. And today the size of the body has actually increased a small amount, so the sellers have made even more net bearish progress than they did on the previous day. The close is well below the previous close, so the sellers are very keen in this market, and the market is setting up to establish another lower peak. We will potentially test down below that peak for another lower peak, and the market is making a series of lower peaks and lower troughs, and establishing a second time frame downtrend, which has very strong downside momentum. The sellers today were able to close the market down below the midpoint level, but they did lose some commitment as the market tested around the 137.70 level, and that will be an important level. It's been tested on 3 of the last 5 trading days, and we've seen the buyers come in around that level, so that will be crucial if the market is going to continue this trend to the downside and test below the previous trough. We also had the market finding support at the bottom of the cloud, and that's a very, very important level around the 103.50 level, and we tested that level about 4 trading days ago, so a very, very strong level of support for this market. In terms of the upside, if we are going to see the market trend up, then the 104.50 level is very important as resistance. We can see how it was previously support and has now an opportunity to turn into resistance for this market, so that's an important level. But there aren't really any signs that we have any bullish activity coming into this market. The sellers are in control. It's a moderate form of control, not strong. They did lose some commitment, however, but the buyers really aren't showing any strength in this market at the moment, and obviously the trend is down in the first time frame. In terms of Ichimoku, we are neutral in big picture terms still, and the market's been trading within the cloud for quite some time, and we do have the opportunity to break out down below the cloud, and if we do see a close down below the bottom of the cloud, then that would be a bearish signal in terms of Ichimoku in big picture terms. But the market is bearish in the medium term and fast term time frames by trading below the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, and the Chikou span is below the corresponding price action, confirming the negativity that we're seeing in this market in these lower, faster time frames. In terms of the Kijun-sen pointing flat, that is still pointing flat, so there is an opportunity for the market to retrace back towards there, but we do have this strong resistance overhead, so we do need to watch that. So moving forward, obviously 103.77 is crucial to this market, as is the area around the cloud and the bottom of the previous candle around 103.50. Next, moving to the British pound US dollar, and here we see establishment of a downtrend in this market as well. Candle with a lower high and lower low, and quite a large black body, more than twice the size of the previous black body that set the market up for that potential change of trend. And we've seen the sellers making very strong net bearish progress on the day. However, they did lose quite some commitment as they tested to the support level at 158.51. We've seen that area hold as quite substantial resistance previously, and then as support and resistance again, here as support, and today as support. So 158.51 moving forward is a very, very important level. The sellers, however, did also fail to establish control of this market. They did just take control, but it's only a very, very weak form of control by closing just below the midpoint level. So a day where we've had a first time frame downtrend established, but on a very, very weak candle in terms of the short-term dynamics of the sellers, where they're not really showing any strength. But having said that, the buyers haven't really shown any great strength either. They do need to show us a bullish candle with some upside momentum for this market to test higher. Now, this market is in a second time frame uptrend, and we can see the series of higher peaks and higher troughs. So this loss of commitment around the 158.51 area, and by the way, at the Tenkan-sen that's acted as support here, could establish this low as a higher trough, and then the market could go on to form a higher peak, continuing this series of higher peaks and higher troughs. Having said that, however, the 160 level is a very strong level of resistance for this market. It's been tested on a few occasions, and that the buyers will need to be quite strong to trade up through that level. The next level of resistance is 160.57, and then above there no substantial resistance until we trade to around the 160-165 level. To the downside, obviously, where the market's trading at the moment, the Tenkan-sen will offer us very strong support for this market, and very often when the market has strong upside momentum, and we can see that in the short-term time frame by the angle of the Tenkan-sen, that's the first area of support, and it tends to be very strong support, so we need to watch that area again for tomorrow's trading. The Kijun-sen will also offer itself as support at the 158 level, and also down here to this previous support level and resistance level at 157.79. So a market where we're bullish in all three time frames, with the market trading above the cloud, above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, the Chikou span supporting the bullishness that we're seeing in all three time frames. The sellers have lost commitment around the Tenkan-sen and 158.51. It does set this market up for a test to higher levels, but we do need to watch the resistance around 159.28 and then the strong potential resistance around the 160 level. Next, moving to the US dollar Japanese yen, and here we see a change of trend in this market as well. A candle that's made a lower high and a lower low for today's trading. The previous day's trading, we had a white-bodied candle with buyers in control that continued the trend to the upside with a higher high and a higher low. But if we look at that candle, these buyers lost commitment around the 83.28 area of resistance that was previous support. So the sellers have failed to go on, the buyers have failed to go on with that move, and today we've had a black body established, with the black body telling us that the sellers made net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close. But they did lose commitment around the 82.79 area, and we can see here previously that that's been an area of previous resistance and support, and today it's now acting as support, and that will be a very important area moving forward for tomorrow's trading. We can see the market, the way it's trading at the moment, it is testing down to around that level, and there has already been some rejection, so that's an important level. The 83 level should always also be watched. For the previous two trading days, the market has traded through there significantly to the upside and the downside, but previously it has held as resistance, so we do need to watch that area as resistance. But that area does coincide with where the Tenkan-sen is trading, so that will make that an even more important level. Above there we do have potential resistance at 83.28 and then up to the 84 level. To the downside, if the market does trade below 82.79, we do have strong support in this zone of support and resistance that I've highlighted. We can see that it was previous resistance where there was strong downside price rejection, and then recently that area has held as support. So the area does offer itself as potentially strong support over the next few days if we do trade down to there. Also at 82, where we have the Kijun-sen trading, that has the potential to offer as strong support as well. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is trading a long way up above the clouds, so we have a bullish market in big picture terms, a bullish market in the medium term time frame by trading above the Kijun-sen, but the market has turned bearish in the short term time frame by trading below the Tenkan-sen. So moving forward, some mixed signals, big picture terms, in terms of trend, the market is bullish. We are attempting to turn bearish, but the sellers have failed to commit to that short-term bearishness by price being rejected from the 82.79 level, and that will be a very important level moving forward over the next few days.